You think you have time? Almost everyone does. Not in a loud way, not as a clear belief, just a quiet assumption that tomorrow will always be there, waiting. Another chance, another start, another moment when everything finally lines up. But time doesn't work like that. Time doesn't stop. It doesn't slow down when you're confused. It doesn't pause while you figure things out. It keeps moving. And the strange part is, you don't feel it moving. Days feel normal. You wake up. You move through routines. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. You tell yourself things will make more sense soon. And suddenly, a year has passed. Nothing catastrophic happened. No major collapse. Just quiet distance between who you were and who you plan to become. That's how time wins. Not through dramatic moments, through ordinary days that slip by unnoticed. Most people only realize this later. Later when they look back and wonder where the urgency went. Later when the energy they once had isn't quite the same. Later when the dreams that once felt huge start sounding like stories from another life. And that realization hits quietly, not like panic, more like a slow understanding that life was never waiting. It was always moving. That's why the strongest people develop a different relationship with time. They stop assuming they have plenty of it. They stop acting like tomorrow is guaranteed motivation. Instead, they treat time with a kind of quiet respect. Because time exposes everything. It reveals discipline. It reveals hesitation. It reveals who keeps showing up and who slowly fades away. You can't negotiate with time. You can't convince it to give you back lost years. You can only decide what you do with the hours in front of you. And hours feel small. An hour doesn't look powerful. A single day doesn't feel life-changing. But stacked together, those hours shape your entire life. Your habits live inside those hours. Your progress grows inside those hours. Your future is quietly being built inside those hours. That's why the difference between people often looks invisible at first. One person wastes a little time each day. Another person protects a little time each day. The gap seems tiny, but years later, the distance between them becomes enormous. Not because one person was smarter, not because one person had better luck, but because one person respected time earlier. There's something powerful about realizing this while you're still moving forward, while there's still room to change direction. Because the moment you truly understand time, your decisions start changing. You hesitate less. You stop waiting for perfect motivation. You stop assuming life will eventually push you into action. Instead, you begin pushing yourself, quietly, consistently, not out of panic, out of awareness. Because awareness changes everything. You start noticing how easily time disappears inside distractions, how hours vanish when you're not paying attention, how entire evenings can dissolve into nothing if you let them. And once you see that, it's hard to ignore. You begin guarding your attention, you begin guarding your energy, you begin guarding the small parts of your day that once slipped away unnoticed. That's where transformation begins, not in dramatic moments, in small decisions repeated over years. Most people wait for a breakthrough, but breakthroughs are usually just the visible result of invisible consistency. They're the moment when years of quiet effort finally become obvious. And by the time that moment arrives, the person has already changed. They're calmer, more focused, less distracted by things that once pulled their attention everywhere. Because time taught them something simple. You don't control how fast life moves, but you control how deliberately you move inside it. You control whether your days are intentional or accidental. You control whether your hours build something or disappear quietly. One day, everyone understands this. The difference is when. Some realize it at 20, some realize it at 40. Some realize it when it's already too late to use the lesson fully. But the moment you truly see time as your only opponent, something shifts inside you. You stop waiting. You stop drifting. You start treating each day like it actually matters. Not in a rushed way, in a deliberate way. Because the truth is simple. Life doesn't demand perfection. It only demands that you respect the time you've been given. And if you can do that, consistently, quietly, time stops being your enemy. It becomes the tool that slowly builds the life you once imagined. But only if you start before it's gone.